The mechanic who's been fixing my car for 2 years is my birth father, but he only knows me by my license plate. He signed the papers at a hospital in Delaware when he was 20 years old. Disappeared before my mom even finished recovering. I'm 31 now and found him running an auto repair shop off Route 12, the kind with oil-stained concrete floors and a German Shepherd sleeping by the register. I've been bringing my car there every few weeks for 2 years, making up problems that don't exist. Telling my fiancé the transmission's been acting weird, the brakes feel soft, something's rattling under the hood. She stopped asking why I drive 90 minutes for an oil change when there's a shop 5 blocks from our apartment. My birth father's name is Walt. He's 51 with grease permanently worked into the creases of his hands. Wears the same navy coveralls every time, name stitched in faded orange thread above the pocket. He doesn't know my name, just calls me by my plate number like he does with regulars. Hey, 4 Lima Kilo, what's she doing now? I always show up Thursday afternoons when the shop's quietest. Just me, Walt, and the hum of the old Coca-Cola machine in the corner. Last week I brought the car in claiming the steering felt loose. Complete lie. He popped the hood anyway. Checked everything twice. You take better care of this thing than anyone I know, he said, wiping his hands on a rag. Most people run their cars into the ground. You actually listen to her. We stood there watching him work for an hour. He talked the whole time, the way lonely people do when someone finally stays to listen. Told me about his dad teaching him engines in a barn when he was 12, about the shop almost going under in 2008. Then he stopped mid-sentence, staring at something on his workbench. Picked up a photograph I'd never noticed before, edges curled and yellow. My son would be around your age, he said quietly. 31 in October. I felt the ground tilt beneath me. October 14th, that's my birthday. He set the photo down, but didn't look away from it. I've never met him, Walt continued, voice barely above a whisper. His mother and I were just kids. I was working 2 jobs trying to save for trade school. Thought I was doing him a favor by walking away. Figured he'd get adopted by some rich family, have opportunities I couldn't give him. Spent the first 10 years telling myself I made the right choice. Spent the next 20 knowing I didn't. He finally turned to face me and I saw his eyes were wet. I write him letters, you know, every year on his birthday. Never send them. Don't even know where he lives or what name they gave him. Just stuff them in a box in my closet like some kind of crazy person. 31 letters nobody's ever gonna read. I gripped the edge of his workbench to keep from falling. My hands, his hands, same wide palms, same crooked thumb that bends too far backward. How had I never noticed before? The German Shepherd wandered over and pressed against Walt's leg. He scratched her ears absently. Her name's October, he said with a sad smile. Named her after him, after the month he was born. Only thing I know for sure about my own kid is his birthday. I wanted to scream, wanted to grab him by the shoulders and say, I'm right here. I've been right here for 2 years. I have your hands and your crooked thumb, and I learned to change my own oil because I was looking for you. But he was already sliding back under the car, flashlight between his teeth, professional distance restored. I stood there for another 40 minutes watching him work, memorizing the way he moved, the way he hummed old country songs under his breath, the way he talked to my car like she was something alive. When he rolled back out, he charged me half price for nothing. Regular customer discount, he said. You're good people, 4 Lima Kilo. I paid in cash, left a $50 tip he tried to refuse. Then I pulled a receipt from my pocket and wrote on the back in handwriting nothing like my own. He has your hands, the crooked thumb too. He found you 3 years ago but wasn't ready. He's read every letter. The box isn't in your closet anymore. I slipped it under October's collar while Walt rang up another customer. Sat in my car across the street with the engine off. Watched through the dusty window as he knelt down to pet her and found the paper. Watched him read it standing perfectly still. Watched him read it again, lips moving silently. Watched him press it flat against his chest and sink onto the concrete floor right there in the middle of his shop. Shoulders shaking while October licked the tears off his face. I made it 2 blocks before I had to pull over because I couldn't see the road anymore. Got home after dark. My fiancé asked how the car was running and I said perfect, finally fixed. Then I called my dad, the man who taught me to drive in an empty parking lot when I was 15, who helped me buy my first car, who never once made me feel like I was anything but completely his. I said, Dad, I found him and I think I'm ready. He was quiet for a long moment, then said, Son, I'll drive you there myself.